This is gonna be so hard. Oh God, I have struggled to make this video. Like, guy, I have struggled so much, but I'm glad I've found the courage to do it. It's my life story, and even though it hurts and it pains that I went through all that, I'm so, I'm so happy of who I am. I am I am so happy of who I have become and of who I've turned out to be despite being broken down, being discouraged, being used, feeling useless and worthless. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stacy Masha and we're back again with another video. So to all my new viewers, welcome to my channel. This is a safe space where I share content about Christian faith, lifestyle, and travel. I hope you enjoy. And if you're still my subscriber, na umetap in leo, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming back again. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Today we are going to be talking about deep stuff, deep states, deep things. Yeah, so anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, so let's get right into it. So, where do I begin? I have no idea. We're in a feel to story time, yeah. But anyway, hey Aki, I wasn't sure how this video was going to go because I was fighting so hard not to ever get to a point where I'll have to share this publicly. But guess what? The time has come. Oh, so yeah. For me, I would say that this began when I was in primary school, and it was a whole journey of its own. And I think majorly just because I was your time nilikuwa I was kapumpum kiasi, nilikuwa I had a lot of weight. At least sikuwa nimefika obesity. That's what I can remember. Nilikuwa nimefika hata sijui. But yeah, I think okay. Point is, I had a big body, so a lot of people, my friends, used to use that against me. Unajua tu ile kuchongolewa, they take advantage of that. They just wanasema tu kitu kuihusu, and sometimes things don't hit you at that moment, they hit you later on when you realize, oh my god, guy, yani niko na hiyo weight yote, yani nimenona hivi. Like I think that was the point where I started struggling with my identity, because it really discouraged me to some point. It made me feel bad. It made me question myself, like, was I really loved? Was I important? Was I worth it? Was I valuable? Was I don't know. It made me question a lot of things. And even at home, I guess, growing up in an African home, kuchapwa ni lazima ndio ushike adabu, okay, in a lot of things. So mostly my mom was the one who did that, and my dad was not all that. Hakuwa mhash sana. He's a soft guy, cool guy, but like hakuwa ananichapa the way my mom used to beat me, and to some point that made me hate myself, kinda. Yeah, because it's for real, kinda low-key. Honestly, it really made me hate and question myself when I was younger, because I was like, mbona nashinda kinichapa kila saa, like, anyway, yeah. So just I think just being in that environment ya home, na kila saa lazima uchapwe ndio ushike adabu, as a kid lazima tu discipline is key and is a must. So since I was still at home and I was not like, sikuwa nimejijua kabisa, you're still young, you're growing up, and then I had to, I think it reached a point where I was still growing. Okay, what am I saying? I think growing up, just having African parents, it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing, and I actually had to learn a lot of self-evaluation. I had to do a lot of self-evaluation just for myself to know who I really was. And to some point, I felt like when I was still young, I didn't, unajua ni ile unafunzwa na wazazi, like unafunzwa kila kitu, so when you get to 18 and now you're starting your life out there, you have to go to college or university, si rahisi, because I think that's where life starts as a young person, and you have to learn a lot and to grow in every aspect and area of your life. And for me, I think majorly when it came to my personal self growth and self identity, I struggled a lot with understanding who I was, especially physically. And I think ilianzia hapo, so that is why I struggled to just start identifying and realizing who I really was. And that really affected mentally, because I was not comfortable with myself. I was not comfortable in my body, with my own skin. Nilikuwa tuna grow up nikisema nataka tu kuwa na flat tummy na. I think majorly that's it, and I think that led to a lot of ouch. I think that led a lot to me just struggling to find out who I was in the process, because I think over time it reached a point where I was like, I think I just want to do what I want. I don't care anymore, because when I grow up, I was still under my parents' care, but I still question myself a lot. It wasn't that haikuwa ina make sense sana. It did make sense, yes, but I think eventually it hit me after growing up, after kumaliza high school, when my mom passed away in November 2020, and I was like, ooh, yeah, that was another whole different story.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Come along.
So honestly, I think after I lost my mom is when it all came crumbling down, that wow, my mom is not there anymore. Kumbuka hii time yote she has been the one, protecting me from the world. Nisifeel ile I don't know, there's something that just happens in life when you just grow up and you see life for yourself after you get 18 years old, ama the standard age of growing up, when you just stop becoming a teenager and now you're into the world, after high school, unaambiwa welcome to the world. Yeah, so it was like that, and I think it hit me after I lost my mom, and hey, hata sijui nianzie wapi. I think I started seeing the world for myself, how everything is just, it's like you are in a safe space, na sai umeachiliwa. You, like, anything can eat you, anything can attack you, anything can take advantage, anything can just kill you, literally. And losing her was of course, losing someone is a sad thing, and I had never lost a very close person in my life, like family, and Apple, I think, only realized what death actually is. And I was scared, because I was like, oh my God, son, and life without my mom. I was going to college, I was going for my attachment the following year. That was now 2021. I was going for my attachment to Mombasa. And I was like, guy, sasa huku naanzia wapi? It was a hit for all of us, for my dad and my sister as well. And it still is, because to some point we're like, oh my God, yani mama kwangi anymore. But we still choose to move on. So I think life hit me, and I got into all that scene and all that, just being so exposed into the world and not having a shield of protection, or not having someone to, help me take a step back and check my life, check myself, take care of myself, such things. So I think it all started when I went to that attachment in Mombasa. But I have never thought I could share this, but oh my God, yeah. So where a lot happened when I was in Mombasa, and I think hapo ndio niliona life. Well, lazima mnasemanga mmeona life, wait until you experience some things in life and you're like, wait, kulikuwa kuenda hivi. This is growing up, this is adulting. Yeah, so after going to my attachment in Mombasa, I went with a friend from school and tulifanya attachment vizuri, but hey, raha ilioje Mombasa. Wanasemanga Mombasa raha, ndio hii sasa. Nijionea Mombasa raha. You guy, my guy. Tulikula raha with no jokes, literally. We had so much fun. Okay, at the same time we were going for attachment, but I think that's when I lost myself. Why is he happy zote alive? That's why I really lost myself. I engaged with so much drinking, usage of drugs, dating. I was dating at that time. I ended up breaking up with my boyfriend at that time in that relationship. My goodness gracious, I cannot believe this. This is gonna be so hard. Oh God. After that, I just started engaging in the wrong relationships. I started going for parties. This was like worse than before because I think before is when I had tulikuwa tunafanya na mabeshte college, so haikuwa that bad, but you know, peer pressure, which is how I started drinking. Gosh, life. Anyway, yeah, so partying, hanging out, sleepovers, not sleeping at home, basically where we stayed, kulala tu kwa wenyewe, just enjoying life, going to the beach, having awesome times with so many people and so many guys apparently, and then okay, yeah, that was just the good part of it. But the other side of it was that also I was losing myself in this part of just having and being in the wrong relationships. I engaged in fornication, you know, sex before marriage. I engaged in watching pornography. I engaged in lesbianism. I engaged in what's it called? You know, the weed is or drugs too, like more of it, like weed, no bangi. Guys, yeah, my goodness. Okay, gosh. Jesus Christ. And then eventually, which was the part I felt like just breaking down when it happened, was I think I engaged with a guy, and to some point he took advantage, and turned out into a rape situation. So I never accepted this for a long time until eventually, like, because for me I just thought, you know, I was enjoying in the process, but this was actually rape. Like I did not want to accept it. I did not want to see it that way, and it affected me for a long time. I went into depression, and then I eventually felt like I wanted to commit suicide. So, oh my God, yeah, that all that happened because all this time I was questioning God about my life, my identity, why he took away my mom. I was just feeling so bad. I hated God. I CJ say my, but for real, I hated God at that time. I was like, why did you have to do that? Who is here now to protect me because my mom is not there anymore? I just felt so bad. I felt so drained. And I just wanted all of this to end, therefore wanting to commit suicide at the end of it all. And it was just so bad. Yeah. Hey, my God. I felt my life crumbling down. I felt torn. I felt alone. I felt discouraged. I honestly, I hated my life. and not having my mom there was what caused all of this drama in my life, and all of this that I went through that I questioned God about, and which I blamed him and knew that it was his fault because he had taken away my mom. And the biggest part of it was that I just wanted it to end. I just wanted to die so bad and not experience the pain. Because at the end of it, I realized, like, by the end of that year, that even my dad and my sister were going through it, but I think we all healed differently. But for me, that was my story. It was just a face of yeah. Whew, okay, next. Okay, good. We're not crying. We're not crying. We said we are not going to cry. Stacy, we're not crying. Yep. Anyway, yeah, that was how I got into the world, and I struggled with sin, and I came out of it eventually. So yeah. Why am I sharing this? Why am I sharing this? Honestly, I never wanted to share this part of my life. As I said before, it was something that I had been keeping to myself, and just recently the Lord was just like, some things we need to release, just let go. So I just had to obey. And I don't know why this video is even here in public. God. But nisawa, like, sometimes you have to obey when the Lord tells you to do something. So why am I sharing this? I never wanted to share this, honestly. Never wanted to share this because it was like my deep, dark secret. But now, I think I've come to an understanding, and I've come to a healing point where all that happened to me was like, it was a season in my life. Like it does not drain me or drown me as much as it did before, because, which leads to my major point of why I feel like this is the good part of why I'm sharing this, is because I healed from it. This is because I got to know someone who changed my life. And I was like, if this story that for almost like 5 years kept me locked and not be able to express myself and not be able to love who I am and understand myself and embrace my mistakes, if all this happened to me, maybe it happened to someone there who's watching me and is like, mi by the kenye nimepitia, hey, hata itoshi yako, wacha hata yako, haitoshi, it is times 1,000, like I know, I feel, I just feel, and I know like there's someone who has gone through so much worse than this, maybe even a different story than mine, and they're like, nothing can change this, nothing can change this situation that I've been in, and it has become my norm now, my normal, my normal state of life that I have to live with and walk with daily. Let me tell you, this guy who changed my life, his name is Jesus. And let me tell you something, he can change your life too. I feel free, I feel restored. Like all that happened to me, all that self-evaluation and crisis and just blaming myself just because I didn't have my mom there, all this has changed, and I have a new perspective of how I'm looking at things, and I feel restored by Jesus. Just Jesus. Like, huyu tu ndio mse amekam wipe away everything, and I feel brand new, I feel refreshed, I feel refined. Like, I'm not even scared of what happened in the past. Like, I know it happened and I have memories of it. I have like every single detail, every ugly detail of it in my head, but it does not define me anymore. It does not change my identity. It does not change who I am as a person. So I'm just here to share this as a testimony for your life, that you're not too far gone. It's not too late to change. You can restore your life, and you can change your life in a much better way. And I believe now that this video is just needed by just someone who is just waiting to just hear that they are not alone in whatever they are going through, that hata kama life imewachapa aje, manze, you're still waking up and you're still going out there and you're still fighting for your life and you're still doing better every day, doing things that make you a better person, a better human being, and not someone who just ruins other people's lives. yeah Majorly, I feel like that's it. That's the aim for this video. I have struggled to make this video, like, guy I have struggled so much, but I'm glad I've found the courage to do it. And it's not just a healing or a story or just a topic. It's my life story. And even though it hurts and it pains that I went through all that, I'm so happy of who I am. I am so happy of who I have become and of who I've turned out to be, despite being broken down, being discouraged, being used, feeling useless and worthless. I thank God that I'm not gonna cry. I thank God that He has changed my life and given me a new meaning and a new identity. And even though all that happened to me, even though, come on, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Yeah. Even though all that happened to me, I haven't lost myself in the process. And even though it took me so much guts to be here, even though it took me so much guts to be here, I just want to let you know that whatever you've gone through, whatever you're going through, even right now, God can change your life. And it's not happening for no reason. There's a reason for it. And be encouraged. I'm glad I found my identity in Christ, and just knowing Him and knowing God in the process changed my whole life, changed how I knew God and how I had such a mentality that God ni mbaya, God amechukua mamangu. Like, even though it got to that point and I was like, who is God? Like, mbona anafanya hizi vitu zote? Mbona anallow vitu mbaya zifanyike? We ask ourselves that question a lot. Like, why does He allow bad things to happen in our lives? Let me tell you, it's for a reason, and He knows best. And I'm glad I found Him in this process. I found my identity. I found Him. Like, I got to understand that God is the one who decides everything that happens. He's the one who knows everything. He has planned literally from A to Z. Ameplan kila kitu the way it's supposed to happen. And it's not our fault when bad things happen. We are not to blame ourselves. We are not to feel guilty for the rest of our lives. It is part of life. And just to encourage you from a verse in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 4, it says, the Lord said to me, I chose you before I gave you life, and before you were born, I selected you to be a prophet to the nations. The way that God selected Jeremiah is the same way that He has selected you. He has known you before you were born, and He had planned for you to be here, to be where you are, to do what you're doing, to go through what you're going through, because it is all planned by God. We have the free will to decide what we want for our lives, what we want to do for our lives, how we want to live, literally. But at the end of the day, ni God ndiye anadecide. We have no control over death, something called death. That gave me an understanding of life. So be encouraged. Do not give up. Stay close to God. And if you do not know Him and have a relationship with Him, start having that desire. Start questioning more about wanting to know more about life, more about yourself, more about God, because He's the one who created you. Therefore, choose to know more about yourself rather than what the world has to say about you. Yep, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it has been a blessing to you. Whew, as much as it has been for me, because we're at Akama Tomelia. Yeah, we have healed in the process. Yeah, feel like a release happening. Yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share with a friend. It helps reach other people out there who are in need of such content or such videos, such entertainment, etc. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. I love hearing from you guys. Yani nyi too. Munani encouraging you. You're the reason I am going. Please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, because that's the only way you can support me. Yani ni kusubscribe to. Imagine just tapping that red button on screen. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye. Okay, Stacey, to serious. Oh my god. Tukue serious sasa. For real, for real. The Lord is my strength. I shall not want. Amen. This is a safe space where I share topics. What? God. Then by Substack. By what? Okay, what? What was that? We're going to start again. I'm so tensed. I don't know what to say. Oh my god.